Hey everyone, Raj here. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the latest release from Dunhill, and this one is Icon. It's an eau de parfum which is designed for men, but I definitely think it has a more of a unisex appeal, and I really like it. I've got this sample here, 2 ml sample, generously sized, and I think when this one gets a bit more of a global distribution, I think it could be a really good popular fragrance in the mainstream market. 50 ml bottle sells for £55 and 100 ml sells for 73, I think somewhere around that mark. But I have seen it online on the website allbeauty.com for about 20% off. So, definitely worth shopping around. So let's just go into the notes. Actually, I'll show you the bottle because they've got the picture in the sample card. So bottle looks really good. I like what they've done here. I have actually seen it in person and the detailing is great. It's a solid bottle. It's quite sort of heavy as well, so good attention to detail. You can see the notes here just on the side. I will read them also. In the top you've got neroli absolute, Italian bergamot, racy black pepper. I don't know where they get these descriptions from, but anyway, Tunisian petit grain, Provence lavender, so lavender from Provence, cardamom absolute, silver sage, juniper tonic, and then now you're getting some pretty weird notes here. You've got orris-leather accord, sleek vetiver. Don't know what the hell that means. Why is vetiver even described as sleek? I don't know. But smoky oud wood and plush oak moss. So they've really gone all out in the note description. But I will forgive them, it's a bit silly. But the fragrance is really good, and I think it's one of the standout releases in definitely in recent times for the mainstream market. The opening of Dunhill Icon reminds me of a few other fragrances, but it's in its own right a standout fragrance. What you're going to get is a really sort of juicy orange, but more of an orange blossom. So think somewhere on the along the lines of by Killian's Sweet Redemptions, maybe A Piece of Me, A Pomme by Maison Francis Carjon. I think there's a little bit of Terre d'Hermès in there as well, with the oranginess mixed in with a bit of earthiness in there as well. It's quite sweet and quite surprising. I didn't expect this fragrance to smell like this, because when I heard the notes, well, the sales assistant was describing the notes to me on the day, and it sounded like much of a contrast. Actually, it's the fresher notes which dominate this fragrance really, and it's this kind of almost sugary, icy like orange blossom, orange tangerine kind of vibe that's going on in the opening. But there is something in the background giving it a bit of dryness, coming from maybe like a gin type of chord. I know they're talking about juniper tonic, but gin, if you're familiar with it in whether it's be in fragrances or through actually drinking gin, there is definitely something noticeable there. That is pretty much how the fragrance develops from start to finish. From the start to the middle. And as you wait, after about a couple of hours, you start to get this kind of slightly leatheriness coming in, slightly smoky, but nothing over the top. It's at the end of the day a fragrance that is designed for the mainstream crowd, so it's not going to be overboard, but it's nicely done. And actually, a lot of fragrances which have orange blossom, you will often find them mixed in with leather, or more, shall I say, maybe more darker, slightly kind of, you could say, notes like that. They do complement each other really well. So I think it's a good natural choice to have this leathery, smoky accord in there, mixing nicely with this kind of citrus opening. It's not a really, it's not too complex, but there are a few different accords going on at play here, which makes it interesting. And it's definitely a fragrance that kind of got my attention from start to finish. I think it's a fragrance that you could wear easily for work. I pretty much exclusively wore this sample to work. As I said, a good size 2 ml. They didn't hold back, giving you 0.7 ml, which is just stupid. Some people do that, but yeah. So I wore it pretty much for work. I wore it on a few kind of night out occasions. It definitely did work in those occasions. Quite versatile. I think you could wear this in almost 3 seasons. So autumn, fall, winter, spring, summer, probably not. Maybe a warm summer evening. Versatile, you could wear it in many different occasions. In terms of performance, the longevity on me, well, it's an eau de parfum, so it does have some staying power, but it didn't really jump off my skin for a huge amount of time. But the longevity was about 6 hours, which it was at the stage where I thought I wouldn't mind a little bit more, you know, just a little bit extra. An additional hour or two would have made it, for me, I think actually perfect in terms of performance. But I didn't really have any complaints. I just wished it went on for a little bit longer. I know actually that there is an Icon Absolute version of this fragrance, which comes in a really hideous gold bottle. But I might want to try that one sometime. I think it's exclusive to Harrods. I'm not 100% sure. I need to check. But maybe that could be a slightly different, maybe more deeper version. Maybe give me a little bit more lasting power, and maybe you might have something a little bit more interesting going on in the base. Whereas Icon, this version, kind of fades a little bit towards the base, but what you're left with is still something quite nice. I think it's a great release, definitely worth checking out, definitely worth getting at a discount. I think nowadays a lot of mainstream releases are coming out with some really high prices for no reason, but of course where there's a will, there's a way. You can always get something discounted. So my overall rating for Dunhill Icon, I highly recommend it. I'm going to give it a rating of 7.5 out of 10. I just think it's a little bit lacking in the base of the fragrance, and I wish the performance gave me just a little bit more. But maybe I'm being a little bit harsh. But overall, definitely worth checking out. And if you have, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on the House of Dunhill, the fragrance side of things. They're not really a brand that I have really paid much attention to. They have a couple of good ones in there, but nothing really that stands out. This is probably the best one I've tried from them. So over to you guys. Let me know your thoughts. As always, thanks for watching. Check out my Facebook page if you want. Hit the like button, feel free, and I will see you guys soon. Take care. Bye.